a large flock of sparrows lived happily together in a sprawling meadow. The meadow provided everything the birds needed: tall grass for nests, wildflowers for seeds, branches for perching, and a small stream for drinking. 2 young sparrows, Chirp and Flutter, were the best of friends. They were born only a few days apart in nests side by side. As fuzz-covered hatchlings, they had played together, conquering the journey from nest to branch for the first time. As they grew, they became inseparable, spending every moment together. Each morning, they arose before the rest of the flock and sang together, welcoming the sunrise. Their duets were beautiful, Chirp's pure soprano notes dancing in harmony with Flutter's lively tenor. During the day, they would playfully chase each other through the meadow, seeing who could catch the most vibrant butterflies. At dusk, they would perch side by side on a high willow branch, preening each other's feathers as they settled in for the night. One sunny day, the 2 friends were hopping along the stream, looking for seeds and berries. Chirp spotted something glinting in the water's reflection. She flew down and saw a delicate silver pendant tangled in the reeds along the bank. It had an intricately carved pattern that looked like a swirling gust of wind. "Flutter, come see what I found," she tweeted excitedly. She held the pendant up proudly to show her friend. Flutter's eyes went wide when he saw the pendant. It was the most beautiful thing he had ever seen. He was overcome with the desire to have it for himself. "Give it to me, I want to hold it," he demanded. Before Chirp could protest, he tried to seize the pendant from her grasp. Chirp flapped her wings furiously to pull away. A brief struggle ensued between the 2 friends. The pendant's cord snapped, and it fell from Chirp's beak, lost among the reeds. Chirp let out a devastated cry. The intricate pendant was the most precious treasure she had ever found, and now it was gone. Flutter also stared down silently, feeling deeply ashamed that he had betrayed his friend and let greed overpower the love between them. In the days that followed, a cold distance wedged its way between the 2 young sparrows. At dawn, Chirp sang alone, no longer wishing to duet with the friend who had turned on her so suddenly. During the day, she foraged by herself, no longer playing their chasing games with Flutter. At night, she chose a different willow branch, wanting no part of their preening bedtime ritual. Flutter was crestfallen. He had let the desire for a mere object ruin the most precious friendship in his life. His feathers lost their sheen, and his musical voice was muted. All he could do was watch helplessly as Chirp built an impenetrable emotional wall between them. The turning of the seasons brought change to the meadow. The wildflowers withered after summer's end, and the leaves turned brilliant shades of red and gold before falling to blanket the grass. Through it all, the rift between Chirp and Flutter remained. One cold morning, as frost clung to each blade of grass, Chirp looked over at Flutter, huddled alone on their willow branch. His head was tucked low into his puffed-up feathers to keep warm. She felt a pang of regret, missing all the hours they used to keep each other warm. Noticing Flutter's dull and faded plumage, her heart ached. His downcast eyes, that once gleamed with mischief, now carried a profound sadness. Chirp realized she still cared deeply for her friend, despite his betrayal. Life in the meadow was empty without him by her side. She longed to hear their sweet duets and playful banter once more. Gathering her courage, she took flight and alighted gently next to Flutter on the willow branch. He glanced up, astonishment in his eyes that she had willingly approached him. Chirp saw remorse swirling within those familiar eyes. "I forgive you," she chirped softly. "Let's leave the past in the past and fly together again." At these words, Flutter's entire being seemed to reignite with joy and relief. He sang out a euphoric melody of redemption to convey what could not be said in simple chirps. Chirp harmonized a sweet counter-melody of forgiveness. After this, their friendship was renewed, stronger than ever. Flutter again became Chirp's constant companion. The entire meadow seemed brighter as their happy voices rang out in harmony once more. The other sparrows witnessed this healing transformation. They learned from Chirp and Flutter that all birds make mistakes, but true friendship endures if you allow forgiveness to open your heart.